That was gardener pole.
All right. So you got lawnmower, weed whacker, and stuff like that.
I sold all that when I moved.
Okay, for sure.
Sold all that when I moved.
Why would you sell it? You gonna need it one day again.
Somebody keep it. I'm in the apartment.
On the patio, bruh.
I mean, patio is like.
Do you got a grill?
No.
Then that's where the stuff could have went, man.
No, I got plants back there.
What you?
But just keep the lawnmower back there. It's rain and shit.
Yeah.
Just let it rain on it.
Nah, you just put a tarp over it.
A tarp over a lawnmower in an apartment in the patio is crazy.
You haven't seen. So you trying to tell me you ain't seen worse? I've seen refrigerators. I've seen other bedrooms. I've seen other bedrooms. Yeah, man. People sleeping on patio, man.
Yeah, nah, that's 2025 homelessness come to a different level.
Yeah, man. Patios is going for a solid $750 a month. They going for a solid $750 a month, big dog.
Nah, that's what they asking for now.
Yeah, man. Can you imagine black parents telling their 18-year-olds, you better go look online and get you one of the patios going for $750.
Nah, because you remember back in the day, it was cool to sleep in the garage. Like you make your room the garage. Mm-hmm. But patio is like.
I even thought that was nasty work. Like you chilling watching a dope movie and then somebody back in.
Nah, the car can't come into the.
I'm just saying that's
the car stays in the driveway.
That's what I always picture. I always picture somebody just chilling. Nah. They in the bed, they watching a movie, and all of a sudden you hear, and you hear somebody backing in playing some E42 to the game of the turf, baby. You know, what's going on up in here, man?
Nah, don't open my garage door.
Can't even have your lady over and stuff like that.
Ain't no ladies. You 16. What's your lady? Your mama is coming. Ain't no ladies.
Get up, because you left them trash cans out there. Dirty work, man.
Nigga forgot to put take the chicken off the defrost.
Oh, yeah. You always took it out when you heard them pulling up. Ago. Yeah.
Try to soak it in hot water.
I forgot. The crazy thing is you got in trouble for their irresponsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like
they were supposed to do
you
that.
Should be taking your own, because you know it's crazy, right? You got to take the chicken out so they could cook something, because like they don't pass the refrigerator in the kitchen on their way to work, right? But then when you forget something for you, right? Mm-hmm. They got an attitude.
I forgot something. I forgot.
So you got attitude with me because I told you.
Why did you forget the thing you forgot?
You get mad at me because I told you that I need stuff for my project that's due tomorrow. But
you took the chicken out. Yeah. Or asked me to take the chicken out.
But you asked me to take the chicken out. If I got to take the chicken out, I could tell you at 12. I could tell you at 11:59 Thursday that my project is due Friday. And I need all the supplies.
They didn't just tell us to take the chicken out. They left a Post-it note somewhere for us to find.
They probably put it on the refrigerator that the chicken is coming out of.
That you knew ass was going.
So you gonna take more time than it would take to actually take the chicken out to write the note. Yo, I can't. Yo,
you gonna write the note, write the note, stick it onto the refrigerator instead of taking that shit out yourself and putting it in some warm water.
I'm saying, man. And you know what I noticed? It's cold water. And you're supposed to defrost in cold water.
Warm.
Cold water.
Cold
water. Cold water defrosts faster.
My mom playing that shit.
And
let that water be cold.
It's a fact because I do it.
Hey, so look.
It's a fact because I actually do it. It defrosts. Even like if I have like my gumbo.
Really?
If I set it in cold water, it defrosts quicker. Because you know when I thought about it, right? I thought about think about ice. How quick it dissolves
so
in
Titanic and shit. Like,
I mean, I wasn't gonna go there.
I know, but like the ice.
I'm just, bro. 100 years ago. It's crazy.
That was 100 years ago. The movie was 100 years
1912.
ago. Oh, I thought you said the movie.
That's when it sank, bro. No, it sank in I think 1913.
Got it.
Bro, did you say they did the movie 100 years ago? Like, so they was filming it as it was happening? That's a nasty work.
The movie was 100 years
ago. I'm just trying to figure out,
damn.
Somebody filming it as it happened?
That's how that shit happen now.
That's crazy.
Niggas be filming shit while it's happening.
That's true. Everybody got their phone out.
100 years from now, they're going to be like, what they going to say? What's the next step up from filming some shit that's going on? Because they filming the crime that they committing too. It ain't just a bystander.
Yeah.
Like 100 years from now, what's the next step?
I think 100 years from now, people are going to be narrating how it go down.
Like narrating? They doing that now?
Yeah, no. They're going to have somebody that just
so
narrates everything that's going on.
And it's going to be a person with them walking, a camera crew.
Yeah. I think that's going to be the next thing, man.
Well, I mean, they damn near doing that now.
Yeah, they already going to have I think that's how it's gonna be.
They damn near doing that shit now.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Man, let's get into it, man. Before we get into these topics, man, we got to definitely pay some homage to, don't look at that. That's last week.
Got it.
Yeah, he was about to mess up. We got to pay some homage, and we got to definitely say R.I.P. to the great Angie Stone.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought that was terrible when I looked at that article.
Yeah, when I first heard about it, I thought it was just, she may have passed from
like natural causes or
You know what I'm saying? And then I, on social media, saw that it not only was a car accident, but her car was smacked by an 18-wheeler.
It was their
3 times or something.
They were in a Sprinter. They're in a Sprinter van, and it flipped 3 times. It was hit by a semi, and she was the only person that passed away.
What?
Yep. Everybody in the Sprinter, they went and they got medical attention, but she was the only one that passed away. And me and the wife was talking about it, right? And she was like, "Man, that's crazy." I was like, "But you got to think, your body, your health can't endure something. You're in your 60s. You can't be rolling around in nothing in your 60s." So I was just like, dang, you know what I mean? It was a real tragedy just reading that, because she was one of them sisters, like she made them songs, or even Appreciate the Brothers, you know what I'm saying? So
Jill Scott,
Jill, that era,
Soul,
I would say the forefathers and mothers of neo soul for real, which I wish would come back. I wish that would come back.
They kind of like doing a fusion of that. A few artists is definitely doing a little fusion of that, but I definitely miss the neo soul era.
Yeah. So rest in peace to Angie Stone. Another rest in peace that I feel like it might throw people left, but it's also some conspiracies behind it. What's going on with Gene Hackman, man?
Yeah. Okay. So Gene Hackman and his wife were found in the home. They
mummified.
It was mummified,
bro. Multiple articles are saying they were found mummified, and I don't like.
But neither of them had carbon monoxide poisoning.
But there was pills left everywhere. One of the dogs was found in the closet unalived, and one of the doors was wide open. I'm like, but here's the crazy part. But then the article said that the police said they don't suspect any foul play.
Why the dog dead?
One of the dogs. Bro,
that leads to more speculation. Once you find a dog dead, a pet dead with 2 deceased people, that's crazy.
For somebody that's not crazy about dogs, I was more so when I was a kid. I do know that pets will go and hide when their time is almost up. Oh, really? They won't just pass right there. They'll go hide somewhere and then go peacefully. So we don't know. We don't know how old the dog was. We don't know how old the dog was. We know Gene Hackman was in his 90s, I think.
Probably.
But his wife was in her 60s.
But that's a coinkydink because what for all of them, all 3 people in the house to be passing from what? What causes them to die at the same time?
That's what they got to investigate. But I will say one of the officers or one of the main chiefs was like, "Man, this don't sound right." So I appreciate somebody coming forward to be like, because I'm like, is you playing games with us right now? Talking about we don't listen. We found a lowrider. We found a lowrider and a gun.
A multimillionaire, famous
we don't
actor,
suspect any foul play.
And his wife and the dog dead in the house.
The thing what makes it go weird is, okay, he's up there in age, so we can see natural causes. But then when you look at the wife, and then you look at evidence, and then animals, and I think the reason why they say they don't suspect any foul play, which is strange, but I think they do that because if they don't see no forced entry, they don't see no struggle, they don't. That's usually where foul play comes into.
The key word is there, don't suspect.
Yeah.
So this is kind
of you got to know the word
game.
Right.
When it comes to this journalism shit, they'll say things because you don't have the information. This is what you allude to.
Yeah, you got to allude and allegedly.
You're not stating this as fact.
Yeah.
But this is what the information that is provided by the law enforcement. So you're just really interviewing whomever it is that's on point. The person that is the information person at the time. But saying that we don't suspect any foul play is a big statement, though. It is a big statement to say we don't suspect any foul play.
It's no different. It's no different than when somebody goes missing, right? And then, man, we check the lake and everything, and then you get those specialists that do it for a living, and they go out there and they find the person in the lake in the car. I just seen a clip of that where it's like, man, we swept everything. And then somebody else does a more thorough investigation. And it's like, this is what you missed. But
I would imagine that they would say, because alluding to the saying that they don't suspect any foul play means that they have a little bit more information than not. Because if you do, in that instance, you would say something like, the investigators are unsure of the causes of death, or something like that. Unsure and not stating on. By saying you don't suspect means that you kind of like have an idea as to what may have happened or what could not have happened.
True.
So it's a little different.
This is true. And then moving along more, man. Let me pull up this article, man, that I thought was really, really sad. The young brother that passed, trying to be careful with my words because of YouTube. The young brother that passed, Southern University student, off campus for fraternity ritual. So he was obviously crossing over to be Q Dog, Omega Psi, and
the one the Musamu?
No, that's Hipster from the Streets.
Got it. That's a little dirty.
But he Omega Psi is the whatever Shaq and all of them. But I think that when I see stuff like that, I was familiar with it. I was crazy about it coming up. I wanted to be an alpha. And when I see something like that, I have a lot more concern as an older man than I did as a youngster when you start hearing about people losing their life because there's probably some form of hazing going on, or just some there was a movie that came out on Netflix where it was kind of, the storyline was about like pledging and stuff like that, and some of the stuff that was going on. And even my brother-in-law was like telling my wife, like, somebody's talking. Whoever directed this, whoever, like, they got like some stuff that's real. And even me watching it, because, I participated in the junior version of it in high school, I was looking at this like, ooh, yeah, that's pretty detailed from the experiences that we dealt with, with the whole pledging thing. But I just think it's terrible. You're a parent, you raise your kid, they pretty much walk a straight, narrow path. They go to college, they get into college, they go to college, and then this happens. Only 20 years old. It kind of makes you wonder, like, man, our priorities, you know what I'm saying? And things like these groups, I don't think that they started out this way when they were founded in the early 1900s.
The hazing thing, I think, came from more of the cultural aspect of white fraternities.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a black thing.
Yeah.
That type of thing. Like, it's not part of our culture necessarily. I mean, it is now. Yeah. But obviously,
in the beginning stage,
it was something that was the black Greek fraternities were created because they were not allowed to participate or join the other fraternities. Yeah, so you are going to expect that there's going to be some sort of cultural like
similarities.
Yeah. And so hazing in itself, that's not a black thing. That was really honestly the thing that probably kept me from doing wanting to join fraternities or any of that. Not because I was afraid of it, is because I came up as an only child. I'm super duper and like independent. I'm hella rebellious. Like,
you're not just gonna tell me what I'm gonna do and what I ain't gonna.
I didn't have no big older cousins. I have older cousins, but I didn't have big brothers and older cousins living with me, constantly like dictating how I move. Yeah, to where I kind of like.
I ain't let nobody order me around unless they my parents.
You gotta be fucked up.
Yeah.
But like I understand like the importance because of like fraternities for black men, especially because it's not about necessarily just the I guess the community brotherhood or whatever it is. It's really more about the network.
Yeah, the network,
and that's really what college is about a lot. Is
networking.
Once you've graduated, you've completed whatever program you're in, then that network of people who go out and create these different businesses, or maybe CEOs, managers,
they find out whatever. They find out you from the chapter, and it's good.
And it's good, and it's a streamline in, and that's what we didn't have a lot as black men, is a network like our white counterparts who had family connections and networks to where you might not be super skilled or more intelligent or better suited than this person for this position, but because your name is this or you are aligned with this family, then we're gonna open the door.
Yeah, we're obligated to take care of you
for sure,
because you part of somewhat of the family, the club, the network, whatever. And I think that's what it needs to be about. There probably does need to be some change. Probably is going to be some serious change. There could, with a situation like that happening, most likely what'll probably transpire is, certain that club might, or that chapter might be suspended. Because we dealt with that where a club gets suspended because of a lot of behavioral stuff, and
they get suspended across the whole entire nation, the entire club. It's not just that specific chapter. So like when something happens to let's say it's the Qs or whatever in one state or campus, they shutting the whole thing down across the nation. Nobody can join until that investigation or whatever situation is rectified.
Yeah, that's rough. Because they got to make sure that they crossing T's and dotting I's.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, craziness. So let me ask you something, bro. Because we gotta talk about this culture of ours, man.
Which culture? Hip hop,
the black culture, the black diaspora.
Got it.
So I sent you a clip that has been making its way around the internet of this mom being recorded. And by the way, when I come across this content, I always have in the back of my mind, was this staged? When I look at where the phone is sitting and stuff, I always got to look at where certain things are staged, if this was staged or not. Because I seen a content creator do a whole 15, 20-minute video on somebody saying some outlandish stuff. And then I went and I researched the person, and that's what they do content-wise. They say and do triggering things.
Got it.
And there's a couple people that we've covered where I've realized that. You know what I'm saying? Like the dad that beat up the bully's parent or whatever the case was. To me, based off my research, I don't think that was real because all of his content is something triggering.
He got content?
Yes, he has content. Yeah.
So he was acting like
man. I mean, it worked for him. He got the followers and stuff.
I thought something happened to him. Nah.
Because that would have.
That's what we coming to now is that it's not only AI. Like they saying AI, you know what I'm saying?
People.
It's people that
are like, yo,
fake pranks, fake reaction videos.
Bro, fake stories. You don't even have to. You could make up a story right now on TikTok and they're going to be like, yo, you hear about bruh?
Yeah, hear when
you hear about bruh?
Nigga, right? And went to Venus.
Yeah.
And he came back. And when he came back, shit was different on Earth. Like he went to the future, but he went to.
It was like some Flight of the Navigator type stuff, man.
Shit, like he came back and he was so enlightened about what we used to expect when God come back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whole time it's a TikTok story. But anyways, this mother was going back and forth with her child because she needed some money for a bill, and it was his birthday, and so she was asking him on his birthday for his birthday money, going back and forth with him. And so
I only watched like 2 seconds.
You only need a few seconds of it because it's like. So let me ask you, because the comment section was a little divided.
So he supposed to give up his birthday money to his mama.
Because she was irresponsible. That's how I looked at it.
What was her irresponsibility?
Well, because she needed some bills paid. So why you need your kids' money?
So was she testing him out to see if he would do it, or is this a real interaction? She wanted to see what.
Judging by the fact that it was recorded and how it was recorded, that could have. It was probably a reaction, a reaction thing. Maybe she was trying to prove something because she feel like her child.
I try to take some of my son fries out of his bag. What is she talking about?
What did he do?
Daddy tax. You know it's the daddy tax.
Oh, well, that's different, man. Dad tax is a real thing, but not written down.
When you get a teenager, you could do that with young kids. It's cool. Oh, Dad, why are you taking my fries?
Yeah.
Teenager.
What's wrong with the tax law?
Buy their food. Purchase the food with your money. And then go and try to get a couple fries.
What happens?
Hey, man, know what you doing, man? Get your own, man.
They act like they worked hard for it, huh?
No, and technically, this is my food.
Yeah,
I'm just allowing
you're renting a couple pieces.
You renting some food. so
you
give
agree
him some birthday fucking money.
So you agree with the mom on this one? You need to slide me because she said she needed some ducats.
Nah, just give me a couple dollars real quick till I get right. Till I get right, I got you. So I ain't never had you before.
I don't know, man.
You can't trust me of all people.
You know what? You know one thing I could say, dog? no matter what my parents were going through, they never really like went after my cheese. You know what I'm saying? They never was like,
you broke, nigga. What you mean?
They was never really like, I need that $10. I need that $10 I gave you on Tuesday.
Look, hold up.
I never really had that from both of my parents.
That's before you became aware of how much money you had.
Yeah.
When you know how much money you had, then you can.
They just never did that. Like,
but all them birthday cards and money that you got when you was 1, 2, 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit gone. You ain't get that.
Yeah.
You don't know how much somebody gave you money when you was 1, 2, 3, 4 years old.
Yeah, and they used it on what they wanted to use it on.
Weed.
Yeah.
Niggas paid for the little dime bags they used to have back in the day.
They paid for all the stuff for your party with that money.
Look,
so
let me tell you,
they bought the cake and everything.
My pops, this nigga, he tried to pull a sucker move. Me and my friends go out one summer. Now we hustling. We trying to get some money.
Right.
So we make signs like we a basketball
How much
team.
money were y'all trying to get?
However much we could get. We trying to look.
So y'all a fake basketball team.
We made signs and said we a basketball team, but we providing the service. We washing cars.
That's why I don't give the little kids money now.
But we washing cars though. We providing the service.
Well, they had candy bars, so maybe they was right.
Yeah, they providing the service.
Yeah,
we asking. So look, we got a basketball team. Can we wash your car? We trying to make money to get our uniforms.
Right.
White dude come through with his truck and a trailer. We wash his car. I'm the money collector. He give me $100.
Okay.
It's 5 of us. He give me $100. He said, "Hey man, take 50 for yourselves, and the other 50 put it to the team."
Okay.
We wash one more car. We done now.
We done made our daily quota.
Nigga, we thought we was about to make $20.
We already made our daily quota.
We was $20 split, $25.
We doing Domino's. We doing Pizza Hut. What we doing?
Man, we might get 2 for the 15 and go get some chips and shit after that or something or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Peach Octobos was $1 back then. We trying to get a peach Octomo, 2 for the 15. We good for the day. And it's cool. So my pops, I'm like, yeah, man, we just make the money. He like, here, let me hold it for you. Let me put it in your,
put it in your.
I'll hold it for y'all. Are you hell out of it? You gonna hold our money for us? I'll put it in my safe. You shady ass.
Yeah, he said, yeah, let me get a couple dollars.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it for y'all. Nigga,
Man,
I need
no.
my money by tonight.
Dog. Let me tell you something about these black boomers when we was little kids, man.
Yeah, they thought they was slick.
Like the way that they would go through your candy on Halloween.
Come on, nigga.
You don't need all that.
Let me search and make sure.
Why I gotta go
open?
Why I gotta go in your room? You know what I'm saying? But I'm with the kid. I'm with the kid on this one, man.
Yeah.
You can't be dipping.
Nah.
You can't be dipping in the
asking me for my money to do what? To pay the bills?
Yeah, nah, you can't be doing that
It's
with the
candy that gotta be bought.
I appreciate the young blood standing his ground.
What did he say? He stood his ground. He was like, no.
He was like, but why? But he was asking valid questions. But why do I have to give you my money on my birthday? You know what I'm saying?
On his birthday?
On my birthday. It's crazy work.
And yeah, that's shady.
Yeah, it's crazy work, bro.
Yeah, no.
I'm with the kid on this one.
There
was some people that I was with the kid. There was some people that was like, oh, he ain't helping his mama out. And
what that little $2
let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I'm with the kid on this one. Because in 2025, my ultimate goal is to hold us accountable.
Okay.
I'm holding the culture accountable because we are all we have at this point. You see what's going on in the country.
Got it.
We need to make adjustments. I'm not bringing up other people unless it's needed.
Yeah,
so
other groups.
Yeah, I'm not bringing up other groups.
I'm not doing that.
I'm not bringing up other groups. If I'm bringing up other groups,
this.
it's for an example of what we could be doing. But
for sure.
But yeah,
for sure.
The reason why I agree with the kid and the reason why I disagree with the mother is because if you take this same situation and you put the father in the mother's place, the internet is dragging that man. You need to go out there and work. You need to be a man. Well, same rules apply to moms.
How old was this kid?
I think he was like 13.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I think he was like 13.
Paying bills, like, come on.
You already got him in his name. He don't know.
You can't do that with birthday money.
You already got him in his name and he don't know.
Let's say he 13. He got a little lawn mowing business, or he got like a little.
That goes.
But this
that
is what
goes
you do.
without saying. I'm gonna agree with that. I'm gonna agree.
You not having him pay bills, you're gonna make him learn how to save a percentage of whatever he made. Like, you not finna have a 13-year-old like that's the social media shit. I don't like that corny shit to where we like making up videos.
Yeah.
To try to get a reaction, like the reactionary.
Trying to trigger people.
A 13-year-old, like, come on now. A 13-year-old, he just barely learned how to count.
Yeah.
You know your son ain't know how to do multiplication all these goddamn years, and you trying to have him pay bills. He don't know what a percentage is. Tell him take $1.25 out of what you got to give it to me. That's
all I know is I'm holding moms accountable. Don't take his money. Don't do that. Ain't that dude that you was taking fries from?
Yeah, that was my son calling me right now. He must be watching this shit. Now, why he calling me? He calling me right now.
In the comments right now. I knew it.
I ain't like that.
But yeah, man, I'm
they
with
calling me.
I'm with the son on that one.
With the son.
So
with the son.
So okay, so moving along, bro. I sent you another video.
Which one?
And it was about the sis that I was talking about. We need to basically almost like exile, banish, and separate ourselves from ratchet behavior.
Oh.
And she said she made a very, very interesting point. She said that other cultures do this.
Man, check this out, man. I wanted to talk about that and the other topic, the big T topic. I got a lot to say about that too. About this one, I forgot. I want to definitely talk about this.
So how do you feel about the?
Knock it off. We as black people, black community, black people, whatever you want to call it, the diaspora, we got to stop all this. What we think other people don't do. Y'all understand the trick that been played on us? We think there's a such thing as black on black crime. Crime is based on proximity. The people you live with, the people you marry, the people you interact with, the people you will fight, the people that get killed, the people that any type of social or human interaction is based on your proximity, your community, the people you live amongst. And then we sitting here talking about, oh man, other communities don't do this. Yeah, they have ratchets. You heard of white trash before? You heard of trailer park trash? You heard, that's just white people. I ain't trying to be on y'all too much, not too much on white people. But other communities have these different.
Well, that's what her statement was. She said that other communities have those different groups that they separate themselves from.
They don't separate themselves from.
They don't?
I mean, socially, but not racially.
All right.
So they don't say we as black people have to remove ourselves from them. White people will say, based on social status, they don't interact maybe with certain people in social statuses, but they don't denounce their whiteness. They don't say them people ain't white. You ain't heard nobody who's up here say, oh, them people ain't white. Or anybody down here say, oh, them because they got more money, they're not white, or they're not part of this community.
They use other words, the peasant.
Yeah, but that's social status.
The less fortunate.
They're not talking about their ethnicity, their cultural, their nationalism, none of that. So that's what I'm disagreeing with her on. Is
so black folks need to stop trying to.
There is no purity in anything.
Okay.
We were not all kings. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't all kings. We wasn't all kings, man. It's the truth. I'm 2025. I'm telling the truth.
Oh, you okay?
That's it. So all of what we do we stagnate ourselves when we do that type of shit.
So let me ask you this:
message get lost.
So based off of her point was like, man, we need to separate, the ratchet behavior from this, that, and the other. What do you do?
It's already separated by you saying it's ratchet.
What do you do, right, when you have somebody that says something like this, and then you speak as passionately as you did about basically your rebuttal towards what she said, right? But then you have somebody that's influential that a lot of people listen to, like Meg The Stallion, coming out.
Nah, hold on. She was gonna say something.
Hold on, coming out. Hold on, wait a minute. Coming, you set it up like you have a Meg The Stallion. You have a Meg The Stallion coming out with a dance. I know you know the dance. We all know the dance. We all know the dance. The dance of the Meg The Stallion.
It's called the twerk.
The dance is actually called Father Figure.
Father Figure.
So what do you say to that?
So she's responded to that.
It's like a trend right now called the father figure, and you're just twerking like crazy. Do I need? You want me to?
You lying? Man.
You gotta put it.
So it went from
it went
from the butterfly.
Yep. Do I need to pull the documents up?
To the Tootsie
do I need to pull the documents up?
To the twerk.
Go ahead and speak
to the father.
Go ahead and speak to the question, man, while I pull documents up.
Because see, the butterfly.
No. We're not talking about the butterfly.
I know, but look, let me just.
There's a trend where people are dancing, twerking, called the father figure.
Slides,
the father figure. The father figure.
Hold on, I need to.
The father figure.
Them is hard.
These are Adidas clogs.
Nah, when I was looking out the corner of my eye, like my nigga got the.
So help me understand, man. Yeah. Help me understand. Let me see. Go ahead.
It's called the father figure, and so.
So what, I'm just saying, what do we do?
The butterfly. That's old.
My question is you have a Meg The Stallion coming out.
It doesn't look
got
the same
a dance trend. No, it's called the father figure, and there's a whole bunch of twerking. So this woman is talking about exile and ratchet behavior out the community. And you're giving a pretty solid rebuttal, but yet we got these things that we got to deal with that influence our kids. So we both got daughters. You know what I'm saying?
I think with the lady who made that statement, I get what she's saying and her idea of it, but there already is a separation. We have these different terms, words, groups that some of us identify with or not. So when you say ratchet, you've already identified and separated the group from which you are part of. So there's no need to say what are we doing? We're gonna kick them out of black. They're no longer black. Like, how do we separate black people from black people? You do it based on social statuses, based on social groups and things like that. We already have it. Ratchet, church going, thug, gangster, young niggas, YNs. We have these separations already.
I mean,
there's no other way to do it.
I would say that there were labels more than separations.
Yeah, but there are the labels give you an idea as to what group this person is a part of. So how do we separate them? We tell them you're not, because we don't have black cards. Like, I don't have a physical black card. So
maybe we need to come out. Maybe we need to come out some. Yeah, maybe we can start coming out with some black cards.
And your membership is based upon.
You have to answer 150 questions.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. You got to answer all the questions. You got to know different episodes of Martin. You got to like.
You know how you got to go to the DMV?
Yeah,
man. You got to go to the BMV. You got to go to the. You got to go to the BMV.
The BMV. You got to go to the black. What's that?
I would say the black management. The black management of, instead of the DMV, right? You have the BMV. Black management
verification.
It's black management
verification.
So you got to go to the BMV.
We got to verify.
Go up there. You got to get all your information. Got to know who your parents were. You got to know what information you know about the culture, and then you get your black card. You get your black card in 30 to 90 days.
Okay, so let me ask you: could you try to register and sign up for a BMV card if you from another culture?
Nah, if you mixed, it's probably a different color card with some stripes.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
The hue of your card.
Yeah, the hue of your card. Hey, you know how the cars?
You got a light skin car, nigga got a brown card.
You know how them cars? Remember how we had the 3D reflective stuff in the 90s and stuff? That was like a real dope thing. So you got your car had the reflective stuff on it.
Or if your card is black, it's like, yeah, nigga, pure, boom, right? Then you got a nigga pull up and this shit, and the material your card is made out of.
Here's the thing that's gonna help you.
You got a paper card.
Yeah, here's the thing that's gonna help you. If the BMV issues it to you, you pretty much good anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but your status
because if you go to the DMV, you got to think about it. You have Class C, you have Class Bs, you got Class A, like you got permits.
Yeah, but some niggas can't
you got
drive
endorsements. You know what I'm saying? See, so you have certain rules and guidelines.
Right.
So yeah, man. So the answer might be
shade
black
of your
cars.
card is based on what you can do. Like, we got to see you two-step. We got to see your rhythm and dance. Yeah. If not, your card is going to be a different shade.
Yeah, or we're going to need to do more processing. You know what I'm saying? You got a restricted card.
Restricted card.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You just can't go to certain places.
Yeah, you can't go to you can't go to the hood. You can't go to the hood. So that means if you driving and it's like, hey man, just drive through there. Nah, bruh, because my card.
I got pulled over last time, man. My car ain't good. Yeah, nigga can't go to certain restaurants and shit.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, man, you can't go to soul food places. You gotta stick to the standard Popeyes churches.
Yeah, man. And nigga can't go to You can't go to Creole Soul.
Yeah, you can't go to. Yeah, you can't go to.
You gotta fuck around.
You can't go to Everson Jones in the Bay.
Yeah, what's that? Churches.
Yeah,
you can fuck around.
You go to churches and Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? Franchises, but you can't go to the hole in the wall joints. You can't eat gumbo. No. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You can eat.
What you can eat instead of gumbo? You can eat.
Jambalaya?
Zatarans. You can't even eat jambalaya.
You can't have jambalaya.
You can't have
jambalaya.
You gotta go to Zatarans.
Because jambalaya is like the boss before the final boss, which is gumbo.
But it's certain you can only eat Zatarans.
You can only have chicken jambalaya. You can't have like andouille sausage and all that.
You can't go to a restaurant and order jambalaya.
Nah.
You gotta get your shit out the aisle.
You gotta go around back.
Add water.
You gotta go around back. Hey man, I tell you what, coming over here, man, go to the back, man.
Hey, like for extra now. So now you pull up, you got to get all your fades off back.
Let me tell you like this. Yes. That's another thing too. Like you can only do house calls for haircuts. You can't go to the shop.
Yeah, nah.
You can't go to the shop, man. You show up at the shop, man. All the clippers gonna cut off.
No. You could go to the shop. You can't make appointments.
Nah. You can't go to the shop, bro.
You gotta pull up and hope
you can't go to the shop. They in there arguing about sports and you walk in, hey man, what you doing? You hear the clippers cut off? I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, man.
This is gonna be a real thing in like 50 years.
That's our
the BMV.
The Yamans.
Yeah.
We now have the Yamans Award.
We got the Yamans Awards, and now we got the BMV. Now we got the BMV, man. Yeah. Okay, so look, here's my take on what she said.
Okay.
What I got from that, I know you gonna have to work with us, y'all. We laugh, all right? My take is I borderline agree and disagree at the same time.
It's like,
and this is what I say
on both sides of this.
Yeah, man. I agree because one of the things that we do in our community is we will champion things that come 100% from the community. Mm-hmm. You know, we champion, you know, actors and entertainers that come from poverty and they've made it.
Got it.
You know, when they win Oscars, when they win awards and they break records.
Yeah.
But what you got to understand is like you take one of the dopest rappers that's created some of the most vile, crazy music. Where do their kids go to school? They going to school at private school. Yeah. They're going to school at, you know, at USC or UCLA or Harvard or whatever the case it is. Right. So even they don't want to be so connected to the things that they're aware of. Mm-hmm. And I don't see anything wrong with that. And the reason why I don't see anything wrong with not wanting to be connected to certain behavior is because a point that you made, you said proximity creates, you know, that type of culture and that type of behavior. Mm-hmm. And that proximity was by design. We didn't just pick an area and decided to act crazy. We were pushed and put and redlined into these areas that are still prevalent today that create the type of behavior and the type of environment that some of us may have a hard time dealing with when we're going to a nice restaurant or we're going to a nice establishment or we're just trying to put together a decent event. So I wouldn't necessarily say that we have to completely cut ourselves off from these groups, because one of the things that the sister was not really adding any context to, I mean, we got family members that are in these environments. Yeah. We got cousins that are from the hood. We got certain relatives that will drop everything. Craig's in trouble. Come quick. If you got an issue at your job, or if somebody, you know, did something to one of your kids. So it's like we can't. To be honest, a lot of people in the hood have been somewhat of a soldier for their family or their community when the situation calls for that. So it's a catch-22.
And we know these people in their full humanity.
Exactly.
Like what we doing is getting a glimpse of people. And I understand it too, because like I may have my own opinions about things that I might see on social media, but that's just a second of a person's full humanity. We don't know these people or what these are people that have real emotions, and all they're doing is expressing to you. They're just like on social media, on your timeline, all you're doing is showing people a glimpse of who you are, but it's not the full person. So a lot of these people are very loving, mm-hmm. empathetic, mm-hmm. and people who have emotions, and all we doing is seeing the negative side, in our opinion, of certain types of people, and we want to separate ourselves from it. But by separating yourself from it, all you do have to do is show that in action. You don't have to say because they are. What if we are dismissing a person that right now is portraying a certain image that we are not, we don't agree with. But what if this person blossoms and grows into a person who can lead our community in all different type of facets? That like, we can't just dismiss the underworld because we've surpassed it in thinking.
What I don't like about the concept of dismissing so easily, I do believe we got to separate ourselves to a certain degree.
Yeah, a certain degree.
But I don't think just completely throwing away, because that's where people like to go to get all of the great things. A lot of the things that black people are appreciated for don't come from the upper echelon and the affluent. It comes from,
as far as culture is concerned.
Yeah, as far as culture is concerned, because the things that we made popular, the things that we highlighted was all creativity because it's all we had. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
And it's going against the status quo because there is this certain type of, in America and in many countries around the world, where you're supposed to behave like the status quo. The way in which we walk, the way we talk, the way in which we express our emotions, a lot of that is based on our historical journey through this country. So a lot of times when I understand, I call it I came up with a name, but it was like the cell phone theory, some shit like that. Because you know how you hear a black woman, stereotypical black woman, who might be at whatever type of human assistance office, and she talking loud on the phone, talking crazy, right? Mm-hmm. And so she has this.
I can't stand shit like that.
Yeah, but she has this sense of, I wish somebody would tell me I couldn't talk how I want to talk and talk the way I'm talking. Mm-hmm. That comes from, to me, a whole history of us not being able to express ourselves fully, verbally, emotionally, in white environments. So it's like we spend many years of being muted, not able to express emotions, to now when we have this huge explosion of emotions coming from us. And so we have this sense culturally and subconsciously that we don't really understand that this is the reason we talk like this. It's not really because that's who innately we are, but because we were prevented from doing this for so long that's just a counterbalance. You swing the pendulum one way, it's going to swing equally the opposite way.
Here's what I notice about like the kind of the scenario with being from the hood or being middle class, whatever the case, ratchet, however you want to word it. Mm-hmm. Us as a collective, we know how to turn that on and off, even if you is considered ghetto or from the hood, depending on who you talking to.
For sure.
Because that same example that you gave of that loud stereotypical black woman talking crazy in line, if she happened to bump into Barack Obama, she might be a little bit like, oh my God, Barack Obama. How you doing, sir? She might.
Extra with
she
it too,
might.
though.
She might. Because here's my thing. Here's my thing, bro, that I noticed that doesn't get talked about. Mm-hmm. When you have a square in the hood somewhere, right? Mm-hmm. And he goes into the hood, he may be uncomfortable, but guess what? It's a whole bunch of pit bulls in the hood. They can tell he uncomfortable. They can smell the fear.
Right.
Hey, bro, why you being all uptight? And you know what I'm saying? I mean, you acting weird. Now, they know what they doing because they know that he's far from a threat. Mm-hmm. But if you take one of the toughest gangsters and you put him in a room full of billionaires that he's familiar with, now he's uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. Now he's out his element. Now he don't want to eat no hors d'oeuvres, kind of standing by himself.
You don't want to let the escargot, my nigga?
Yeah, you don't want to eat no caviar, none of that.
You don't want these
salmon
what I'm saying?
Eggs. Might even try his best to speak a little bit more proper English because of how much money is in the room. Right. So the point is we always had to, as I would say in general, we've always had that in us to try to have some type of civil and professionalism in us, depending on what the magnitude of the situation is.
Now that working in the college and working in the department that I work in, specifically with the culture that's been going on, I can agree to that on one side, but I also appreciate the ability, the fact that we at a time when we don't got to do that. So I work in a department at the college that has had a long-standing issue with just the campus, the student body, period. A lot of students don't feel like they've been serviced properly. A lot of students feel.
I believe that
culturally, there was a survey that went around.
Okay.
And so one of the reasons that I got hired is because a lot of the black students expressed that they felt there was some sort of anti-blackness within the general counseling office.
Put you on Negro detail.
So they brought me. I mean, they didn't hire me specifically because I was black, but many of the people that were hired didn't know
they didn't
that
hire because you was black.
Nah, real talk. They like I. Let me talk. Anyway,
what was the uniform like that you had to wear when you got hired? Like, was it a specific uniform?
We don't have no uniform at Sac City. That's called the People's College. I wear what I want to wear at work.
I heard word on the street is that when this new department that y'all had to wear a uniform, it was like, okay,
no, it's not a new department.
The syllabus,
same department.
Here's the uniform. At all times, you got to wear a White Sox hat. You got to, you got to wear a Pendleton. You can either wear Air Maxes or Chucks.
I had a black dude that came up and he acted like a slave. He came from a whole different like city or whatever. I don't know what little city he was in. He was like, hey man, he's like, I see how you dress, man. He was like, they be cool with all that shit, man.
He had a suit on when he said it?
Not a suit, but he was in casual. I was like, my nigga, what? I dress how I want to dress when I come up here. But what I was saying with the campus, as far as the student body was concerned, is a lot of the black students felt there was some anti-black.
Now, was this survey for black students or for the whole campus?
I think this was initiated based on the black students, and there was this whole thing where there was a lot of there were some words being wrote in different bathrooms and things like that. This was kind of like all swirling around each other.
Yeah.
So with us, when they hired us, like we changed myself and my coworkers, we changed the culture within the department because black students come in there now and they feel comfortable just being themselves. There is a counselor who is there who like. She talk how she don't come in there dressed professionally. She talks now, mind you, it might be uncomfortable for some people, but you're hearing our group of people, you're hearing us in there laughing like black people, talking, and she'll talk and cuss up a storm and talk how she want to talk, and she's one of the greatest counselors. And so I say all that to say is like, yeah, there's a level of professionalism, but you could be professional and also be
yourself.
Fully black in the way in which you are and show up how you are. So just because you speak a certain way, you dress a certain way, you walk a certain way, doesn't mean that you're not as professional. I mean, we could say professionalism if we want to think about what a full definition of that is, but the way in which the services are being provided to the students, the way in which the students can identify with whomever it is providing the service is totally different. They don't care about you being professional. See, for black folks,
see the lack of professionalism right here? His alarms.
But like a lot of our black students, they are turned off by this extra professionalism presentation from a lot of people because
now how old are these now what's the age groups of these students that you're talking about?
From 18 all the way to 60-something.
60-something. They all feel this way.
They all feel the same way.
So the 60-something-year-olds and the 40-something-year-olds feel this way.
Yeah, they come in and when they see me, they're looking at they're like, oh, this is a black dude. This ain't just like, you know how there's different facets of black people. Yeah. And some of us who work in a professional setting sometimes don't present ourselves as black or may not even fully identify with the person who's coming in to get the service. Okay. We don't identify culturally. When I talk to them, I talk in my own voice. I know how to speak eloquently. I know how to use whatever type of wording you want to use in whatever setting. I try not.
So you don't code switch?
I try not to code switch as much as possible. Like I do code switch when I'm in different settings, and that's based on formality. Yeah, it's based on whom I'm talking to. If I'm talking to my grandmother, I'm not talking to my grandma the same way I'm talking to my friends. The same way I'm talking to my mom is not the same way that I talk to a supervisor or whomever.
But sometimes we code switch because if we do talk how we normally talk, they may not understand when we're speaking in slang. Yeah, that's not my fault no more. I'm out of that. And this being in this department has helped me even feel more comfortable with that because that's not my. I don't have to make you understand if we're using the same type of words and we speak in the same type of language, whatever way in which you speak, I don't have to speak the same way as you. I don't have to make myself speak that way. And so as long as I'm using, so you look at it as long as I'm using the English, you should be able to understand what I'm saying. You should be able to understand.
Yeah. And culturally, if you don't, then that's what it is. Other people of different cultures are assimilating more, and I'm getting out of that. I'm talking black.
Here's what I love about what you're saying and what I have a problem with at the same time. I do believe that we should be in an environment and environments where we're comfortable in our own skin. And as long as it's not disrespectful and as long as it's not distracting, and as long as it's not excessive, I don't see a problem with that. What do I mean by distracting? You don't have to talk loud to the person next to you. Or you don't have to talk loud on the phone where everybody hear your damn conversation. To me, that's annoying as hell, right? And it as far as in being disruptive, I mean, the same thing, man. I shouldn't know if you're 30 or 40 feet away from me, I shouldn't know what's going on with you. You understand what I'm saying?
So before you proceed on, let me touch on that. I agree with you on that. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we do in ours, because in our office, between my boy Donovan and I, because we're the two young black men in the office, mm-hmm. we each one teach one, right?
Yep. I agree with that.
We're not gonna chastise you like when students come into our office and it's usually our black women, black students, women usually mm-hmm. who have like this turn up. I'm not about to match your energy or tell you you're wrong. I'm gonna come at you with some empathy and understanding, like that you probably feel more defensive, and that's why you're talking that way. So what we do, we switch the whole way in which some people come in and they'll be going off, like, hey sis, like, you know, we hearing like I just had one of my young students. She was in there. She got people try to approach her, fake harass her, and all type of shit. She was going off. I walked in the office. I said, sis, you know, we in the office right now. We in a professional setting. So like, I get what you feeling, but like, come on now, you can't be talking like that up in here. Mm-hmm. That's how we talk to him. Mm-hmm. Like, we not about to make you feel bad and say, oh, nah, man, you in here tripping. You can't be in here. No. Every one of them people who turned up in our office,
usually people,
like that, they come back. And
usually people that do that are afraid that they're going to be reprimanded because how they handled it. So they got to show that they try to handle it in a more aggressive and more assertive way instead of just being a person and treating the person that you're dealing with like a person.
Yeah, so we don't have to take, we don't have to feel like we got to dismiss this person because they're being ratchet in this office. It's like, let me teach you and come at you with some empathy and understand how you feel. And let me just teach you, like, you don't got to come in here like that. You could talk how you could express yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with how you feel.
Yeah, and you could probably get a good majority, but you're still gonna get the ones that's like, man, I feel like you trying to, you know. But here's my let me get back on what I'm saying. The other thing too that I wanted to basically point out as well, because what I love about what you're saying is everybody's culture is respected and embraced in this country as far as in certain things that they do that people can identify as, you know, that's part of their culture. Whether you're Middle Eastern, whether you're Asian, especially white, it seems like, you know, in this country, that's like the paradigm that people are trying to emulate, right? Mm-hmm. But with black people, it's always labeled as, you know, ghetto and stuff like that. And we're all aware of it, whether you're from the hood or not, whether you're middle class, whether you're affluent, we all can agree that we believe certain types of behavior in certain environments is deemed not so tasteful or hard to stomach, right? Mm-hmm. The problem I have, right?
That was crazy.
The problem I have with encouraging the concept of being who you are, talking how you want to talk, and this, that, and the other, is people have a tendency to forget that when it comes to working with each other. Meaning, we'll try to find everything wrong with the black business if we don't like the price. So now we look at that price, we're like, well, I don't know if it's really worth that. But we won't question it if we go to Target, if we go to Walmart, we go anywhere else. We don't question the price. The price is what it is. Do I want to spend it or not? But for us, we do a little bit more research and analyzing because we don't want to get got for our money with our own.
I totally agree with that, but I think what it comes from.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Back to that. Not even just that. What I'm talking about, because I just said prices, even just business. Mm-hmm. We could go to black banks, right? Mm-hmm. We could shop all black. We can go on ChatGPT. We can go on Google. We can go on all of these things and say, let me find a black cookware company, a black toilet paper company, and you can just be blackety black with everything that you buy. Mm-hmm. But we don't take the time to do that. In the numbers, the stats, the economy, as Boosie would say, the economy shows us, right, that we don't invest in our own financially, but we want to embrace the behavior. And so my thing is, if we're going to embrace the behavior and we're going to say, nah, we're going to be unapologetically black, it's not just about showing other cultures that we're not afraid to be who we are around you. It's about showing each other we're not afraid of each other, and we're willing to work with each other, and we're willing to really be there for each other and not always look at each other as a threat. It's crazy that we could walk into a totally different establishment. Like if we want to go get Spanish food, we want to go, we want to go to a place where we know we're going to, 9 times out of 10, we're going to be a minority. When we walk into that store, when we walk into that establishment, and we're not as defensive as we are if we walk into a room full of people that look just like us. So that's why I said my what I love about what you said and what I dislike about it is the fact that we know that we can turn that on and we could be like, oh, I love this about us and I'm not switching up. I'm gonna wear this and I'm gonna wear that. But like I said, if bruh man over there is selling hot dogs and hot links for $4, man, that's a little much. Man, but he ain't even got the right sauce and I don't know. And that's what I'm saying. We kind of pick and choose. For another example, the whole boycott thing that was supposed to happen, right?
On Friday.
We ain't supposed to do Amazon. We're not supposed to be Target. And I mean, it was even people online getting at black folks for not participating. Now, here's my thing. How many black businesses did you shop with on those days? Mm-hmm. That's my thing. Mm-hmm. We have great ideas. Mm-hmm. And we talk about all of this. Yeah, we're going to do this. We're going to boycott Target and this, that, and the other. But here's my thing. Where did the money go? Mm-hmm. Because if you paid your utility bill, did you pay it to a black utility company?
So
if you paid your car note, did you pay it to a black financing company? You're still paying certain people. Yeah. You're just trying to. So my thing is, if we gonna do it. Do it.
Now I agree.
Ah, bro, that's you, man.
Hey, no, but look.
Even that phone, brother. Where you get that phone from?
Nah, but
where you get that phone from?
I agree with you on that.
Did you get it from the Black Apple? But in all seriousness, that's where I stand on it.
But I think what we also have to do is we gotta it's a lot of great ideas out there. That's cool, but a lot of us do the same shit.
Yeah,
and a lot of us are not focused on quality. The quality of shit be trash. I'm talking about us? Quality of product, quality of service be trash when it comes to black people.
I don't agree with that.
I agree. The reason I'm saying that is
I don't agree with that.
And it comes with quality of professionalism and business.
No, because we got to keep it 100. This is how I talk. Look here, check this out. I got shirts.
I ain't talking about the way in which you speak. I'm saying the way in which you show up. So we have a bad issue. We got
how we show up
when it comes to organization.
How we show up
when it comes to collaboration.
How we show up.
We show up lackluster.
How we show up, though.
The quality of things don't be well thought out.
As far as in the product that we put out?
The product, the presentation don't be well thought out sometimes.
Okay.
The quality of the product don't be on point. We just really, we feel like and that's really what subconsciously be in the back of our minds is that although we are patrons of black.
But do you think we go into these scenarios with that already on our mind when we see one of our own? Yeah. That's the difference. Yeah. That's the difference. So although you are right, we have a lot of scenarios, right, where we want to support our own, right? But at the end of the day, we're not liking the way that they're conducting business. Right. We're not liking the way that they show up. They don't really have too much to say. But what I will, and here's my thing. So, and hear me out, black folks. I'm not saying that you should bypass or you should ignore those concerns. Mm-hmm. What I will say is don't let it deter you from finding better quality somewhere else that is from your own people rather than just saying, I give up right here because they weren't. And the reason why I say that is because you have things like Temu, you have things like Alibaba, you have all of these different apps and websites that do nothing but sell you cheap product all day long that we will consume. There's the 99-cent store, that's cheap product. There's Dollar Tree, that's cheap product. So we can't sit up here and always say, well, with us, we have, because 99-cent store, Dollar Tree, you look at those establishments, they're not perfectly, nice. The windows ain't shined up. The floors ain't perfectly vacuumed. It's not a whole bunch of nice, loving, smiley people that's ringing your stuff out. So I will say that, yes, for those of us that are trying to get into business and that are lackluster, do your homework on how you can not be, and how you can do your homework so that you're not lackluster. Let me say that.
I think a lot of us, what happens is the people who making their voices known on their disdain for us not supporting each other. A lot of times it be the starter ups. So like, you feel like people should support you. And you talk about your friends and family, or if the people close to you should
I disagree with that.
No,
I used to think like that, but now I disagree with that mindset. That's what I was going to say.
A lot of us are start up, and when you starting up, everything ain't right. You don't have everything you're learning. Yeah. So the quality, the sourcing that you get your products from, the ingredients and things that you're creating, right? This is a learning process. Right. And you can't expect everybody to really want to fuck with your stuff. That's real. If the quality ain't up to the par of things that they already purchased, whether it's white owned or not, is that there's a certain expectation that people have. And because we're in a consumer society, we are consistently purchasing things. And so we understand the difference between quality and service and expectation. So yeah, it's unfortunate that we don't support each other as much as we should or could, but there's it's a double-sided coin. It's like, yeah, we got to step it up, and we got to also have more, I think we need to step it up, but I also think that we got to give each other more rope. And I think the way we can give each other a little bit more rope and a little bit more empathy is when you do see somebody to where you're not too crazy about, the presentation, you're not too crazy about, the approach. As long as you're not in a rush, ask about the business, because some people will invest in things because of the history of it. Some people will invest in things like, okay, all right, this is your first time and you're doing this and you're doing that. And that'll motivate you to be like, you know what? I'm going to spend a couple dollars on this because I know that can contribute. But what we have a habit of doing is we have a habit of approaching a situation with that mindset already there. But we got to also find our niches. Like it's not enough niches in the variations of the products and services we provide. So it's 1,000 of 1,000 of whatever it is we're trying to do. So what is it that makes yours? What is the draw to your product that you starting out saying that I ain't supporting black folks? But what if I got a black company over here that I am supporting that does the thing that I like? It creates the thing that I like, but they just have better quality or service. You saying that we ain't supporting you, your shit just ain't good. It's you're learning, or it's not as good as as it could be. There's different levels of it, brother, and I'm glad that you brought that up. So now I can bring up this point. Mm-hmm. A lot of support that could be done within our community is free, bro. It's free. It's free to like somebody's post. It's free to share somebody's post. It's free to leave a comment when you see it. That right there. Because we have hundreds. I get paid for my marketing. We have. I need to get paid since I'm helping you market, nigga. We have my issue. We have hundreds, bro, of black businesses that are online, and out of those hundreds, there's a significant amount that doesn't understand things like algorithm, target demographic, and different, and even the word niche. There's probably a lot of business owners that don't know what the hell that means. Right. But there's so many different things that we can do for free that does not going to cost us anything that we need to get better with. You know what I mean? Even just to hear somebody sometimes. Now, I get it. Look, dog, listen, to cater to your point, if I'm walking in a grocery store, man, I don't need you following me around talking about, man, I got this beard oil, man, and I see what you got going on here. Like, that's where I feel you. Like, bro, you gonna have to pick a time, and you're gonna have to really think about some things where it's like, you know what? I need to like maybe go to some events where people do have time to stop and talk. We got to get better with our strategy. I 100% agree with you. We got to get better with our strategy. We got to get better with our approach, and we got to get better with our patience, for sure. For sure. But at the same time, I do think that
we need to do a better job just being present and understanding for our own when it don't cost us anything.
But we also got to have a lot of variation.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying? So
I wanted to speak to that
because we do. That's what I mean when I'm saying like we doing a lot of the same shit to where there's not as much variation.
We got 100 clothing brands, but we got 2 construction companies. That's what you mean, right?
Exactly. Where's the variation in the products and services that we provide to where it's like I have more option. I have options to do other things to support rather than I got to pick between 20 different restaurants that I want to go to that serve soul food when it's like, okay, it's only 3, 5, 10.
So you want a couple black Italian restaurants, what you saying, bro?
Or something, you know what I'm saying? Like they got this joint in the city that I just saw. It was an Ethiopian
pizza parlor.
Something fused restaurant. And it was Ethiopian and another culture, but they were in the diaspora. They were 2 diaspora cultures that made a fusion for a restaurant and they have a different theme and things like that. Okay. It's like, okay, now that's different. Like we don't have to keep doing I don't know how many soul food restaurants we're gonna have because how many of y'all use salt? Well, do y'all all use salt? Because I go to some of these places and the seasoning and flavor is in the hot sauce. Yeah. I gotta dip you feel me, into like so. Well, I don't want to go to your place not because you black, but because your shit just.
Well, with a lot of restaurants, they do got to be careful with ingredients. Because just for somebody that's worked in the food,
restaurants got to be careful with ingredients.
This is what I'm about to tell you. Being somebody that's worked in the food industry, you have to be careful with certain seasonings and stuff because of allergens and what people are allergic to and stuff like that. Because here's the thing: what you got to understand about the way that our culture prepares food is significantly different than the rest of the world.
So when you put that shit on the damn that little asterisk sign that you put at the bottom of the menu, this shit got a little bit of Lawry's in it.
Well, you know what
I'm saying?
The way I would rectify that is giving the other option. So I would have the option where it says option
unseasoned?
Option A. Seasoned with blah blah blah, or option B, unseasoned with blah blah blah.
Black folks ain't touching unsweetened tea. You know damn well you give a black person some tea with ain't no sweetener in that motherfucker.
No, that's not true.
You will get fucked up.
That's true. I've touched a lot of unsweetened tea on accident.
On accident, nigga. You thought that shit was you thought you was drinking cardboard. What the fuck is this?
Hey.
Shit dry.
I thought she was trying to set me up.
It's wet, but it's dry. You can't give no black person no unsweetened tea.
Well, speaking to your point, bro, I do think that a lot of us need to expand. We need to have hotels. We need to have construction companies. We need to have banks. We need to have, but you also have to.
And I like what you told me years ago. I keep saying this to other people because I used it in the creation of my business. We don't have to say that it's black for it to be black. Because if we want, now we got to understand that we are participating in a system of capitalism. Mm-hmm. And if we think that the support of the small percentage of black people supporting black people is enough, then you have to be fooled. Because even in all of our movements, it wasn't just black people. We don't have enough of us to be able to counteract the different things that we're fighting against. We had to have abolitionists who were white people who helped support us in the abolishment of slavery. Same when it comes to civil rights, same when it comes to any of our movements. So if we want to be successful, we can't just, it's great to just have a business that is a business that services our community. But the participation of other people in that is going to help us be even more successful and spread it around. Unless you just want to be the person who has that small niche. That's cool.
The reason why I said that, bro, when I brought it up, like, you starting your business, the minute you started as a black-owned business, the same with me. Because that's really with any business, bro. You know, it's not that, my intentions is only to worry about this group or whatever the case it is. But from where a lot of what we do when we start a business comes from who we are and where we come from. It's usually a story behind the business, and it correlates with your character, your upbringing, and things of that nature, your belief system, which happens to come from your culture, right?
Right.
So I said that because sometimes I look at the whole black business concept as, man, it could be a target. And the reason why I say that, when we run around saying black business, black business, black business, I know it's uplifting and I know what we're trying to do, but it could also be a target judging by what happened in history. Because at Central Park, there was a black town there before it became Central Park. Okay. Tulsa, Rosewood, the list goes on.
But not even that. Just even working at the college and even my experience myself, everybody who black don't want to be on this whole, I'm buying this because it's blackity black. Some of us don't care that much, and it's not that deep to us. We love who we are. We love our community. We love our people. But that don't mean that I have to do everything pro-black. I don't have that. I don't want to. Some of us are turned off by pro-blackness because it's just too much. I just want to live. I just want to experience life and the things that I like, and I don't want to have this label on it. Some people don't buy clothes with labels on them.
Yeah. And
because they
well,
don't
brother,
like
the reason why I think it's that way in our community is because of the times where we've tried to be, when we just tried to exist and go sit down and have a cup of coffee or have dinner somewhere, and we couldn't because people felt like we didn't belong. So it became this hyper focus of making sure that, hey, you priority up in here. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm priority up in here when I walk in here. It ain't going to be no funny business, and, we need you to pay for the food before you eat it and that type of stuff. So I think, we get a little carried away at times, with those emotions, but I understand. And for those black folks that don't want to be part of the blackity black, this, that, and the other, and I got all this black, whatever, I just want to exist. There's nothing wrong, but just understand that you'll have a place to go if and when you experience not feeling like you belong when you're in certain environments. And so I do understand the concept of providing certain resources, certain types of business, to let it be known that, hey, you're welcome here and you're not going to have to worry about being harassed and bothered and all of this other stuff when you walk into this establishment, like we've all experienced at some point in our life. However, we don't have to go so hard with it to let everybody know it's black owned. And I'm gonna give you guys an example real quick on what I mean. You see Calvin Klein commercials. You see Levi's commercials. When you see all of these different businesses and their commercials, now you see more diversity now. Mm-hmm. But when a lot of these businesses first started, you could tell pretty much who was running that business as far as in hue based off of who their muse was in the commercials, right? In the magazines. That's all we need to do. When you go look at Bevel, which I've contributed to Bevel. I like that brand. And you go look at the packaging. You go look at the models. It's brothers with beards that look like ours. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Okay, that's us. Now, I know the history of it, but that's how you market to your people.
I mean, if you look
in my opinion, I feel like that's how we market, because every culture does that. When you look at a bottle of Tapatio, right? Who's on the front of that bottle? You know what I'm saying? When you look at a Mr. Clean packaging, who's on KFC? That's how you market. None of these brands ever said, oh, this is this only, or whatever the case is. And I feel like sometimes when we do that, it's like we got to, I am a B1, but we don't have to put B1 on there.
It's a barbecue spot downtown. Forget the name of it. Mm-hmm. I went there to go try to find them out to be a vendor for one of our events.
Okay.
I walk in. It's a barbecue joint, like I said. And most of the people who I saw in there were middle-aged, older, white patrons. Mm-hmm. That's a black-owned restaurant, bro. Mm-hmm. And it ain't like they don't have no color pattern or theme that makes it known that they're black. They don't have a bunch of employees that let it know them to be black. And it's not that that's a bad thing, but it's a black-owned restaurant.
It's a black-owned business conducting business.
And patrons that come in and out there every day eating lunch is white.
You know why? Because there's not a divide when you walk in. It's not a whole, it's none of that. And my thing is, at the end of the day, if you want your environments to be better, you want your black business to be better, you need to figure out how you're going to get the most green possible. So turning away certain people. And you know what? For those that want to turn away because you loyal to the movement or whatever the case is, by all means, do what you do. Yeah. Make yourself feel better. But but when I explain that to you, that's why I explain that to you, because it's just no different than when I would put out music. When I put out music, I'm not expecting only a certain group of people to listen to my music. Whoever's feeling this way, I don't care. Like, I don't care who you are or where you from. If you, I dealt with a similar situation. I don't care if it's some kid from Missouri. If you can relate, then yeah, that's why the song was written. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I see it, bro.
Before we get out of here, man, we got to talk about your man. I ain't gonna lie. People might not like how I feel about this.
Who?
Man, Big T.
Who's Big T?
Big T, man.
Who Big T, man? So,
come on.
There's a rapper named Big T, man. Pretty dope battle rapper, man. Pretty dope battle rapper.
Big T. He got 2 numbers on his jersey.
45, 47.
It's like when Jordan had 23 and it came back as 45, nigga. He got 2 numbers on his jersey.
So what are people not liking about what you got to say about Trump? And,
no, I don't know if they don't like it, but what I'm going to say they may
about Trump and J.D. Vance. You talk about that. You talk about that handicap match in the Oval Office.
Listen,
is that what you talking about?
Y'all might not like this is how I feel about dude. I'm not like, I don't care about either one of them sides, of the aisle, whatever y'all want to call it. I don't care about none of that.
So you don't care about the left wing, right wing thing?
I don't care about none of that. I vote based on Democrat most of the time, but that's just, I don't give a fuck. I just like, I gotta vote. Big T pushed a hard line in that motherfucking meeting to where he was told, because Cuz was set tripping. What's his name? Zelenskyy? Mm-hmm. He was set tripping. He in there telling me.
So you watched the whole thing?
I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched enough.
Yeah. Okay.
I watched enough, and what I was saying before Big T said it, he said the same thing I would have said. It's like, hey, you're gonna feel how we feel. Hey, hold on, check it out, partner. What you talking? Who you threatening? That sounded like a threat. You're gonna feel what we could feel in the future. You gonna feel it. And Big T was like, hey, hold on. You can't tell us what we gonna feel in the future, and you not in a position to make it happen to us. You better watch your mouth.
So you felt like Zelenskyy was basically,
he was out of pocket.
So you felt like he was saying, if you don't do B, A or B, you're gonna be in the same position that we was in.
It was almost like he was trying to make them feel like bad for whatever decision, and Trump was basically saying, look, I'm not on either there. One of y'all sides. I don't care about
Zelenskyy was there. Wasn't he there to sign the peace?
I think, I don't know,
treaty or something like that.
We've been in support of you, bro. We've been however much we helped you, we helped you. However much we helped you. And
was that the Trump administration or was that the Biden administration that was helping them?
It don't matter. I'm part of this. I'm the president of this country. My country helped you. It don't matter.
I'm just saying because
I think it might have been Biden, but Trump. I don't know. This is a whole long ass series that you forget which episode it happened in.
Yeah, it's true.
I forget what season this shit is in.
Yeah. For sure.
But I felt like he was talking crazy at that point. Remember, this is an actor. This isn't just both of them are. Mm-hmm. These are two entertainers as presidents of countries coming together. Yeah. So they're talking freely. Mm-hmm. And Zelenskyy said, oh, you're going to feel how we feel in the future. You don't feel it now, you're going to feel it in the future. And that's a threat. You threatening, are you portraying some shit and you're not in a position to make it happen. So don't talk crazy like that. That I felt them on that.
Just a little bit devil's advocate real quick.
Talk to me.
Do you think that as Americans, and this is just a question, this doesn't mean I feel this way, because I know you idiots in the comment section try to respond to statements.
Big T's.
Try to step in, you guys try to make something out of a statement when the whole point ain't even landed.
Right.
Do you think that sometimes as Americans, we can interpret things when somebody's communicating with us in a certain type of way because of the way that they speak using American language versus, for example,
oops, his bad.
Yeah. So for example, if I'm talking to you, right, and I say, hey, look, Poe, like, I don't think this is a good idea, man, because if you do this, you could possibly be in the same scenario that we were in, and we didn't know any better, and nobody told us, like I'm trying to explain to you.
Yeah, but you said you could possibly. Could and possibly is two words.
The reason why I'm wording it like that is because that's how we talk. You know what I'm saying? That's versus when English ain't your first language and you're kind of speaking in a certain type of way, you leave out key words that can define the magnitude of your point.
And that's what might have caused wars and different confrontations between countries all along. You should have brought an interpreter.
I mean, maybe so.
You should have brought an interpreter if your ability to speak in that language prevents you from fully providing the full context of whatever.
So let me ask you my next question. Are we more sensitive to words in America more than other countries?
I don't know if we more sensitive to words, but we might be more sensitive to threats. We don't take threats or that type of shit lightly. We don't really. Right. You can't really say.
So you don't. So you don't look at the way that he was speaking as somebody that was like, hey, I think it's. And I mean, this is.
I feel like what he said, he meant to say what he said, because he kind of like, if you look at body language, he's like, like it's body language that also helps you understand the full context of how maybe a person is feeling. It's like,
I got a scenario for you, right?
If he would have been like,
I got a scenario for you, right? There was a guy, right? There was a guy that I started working with some years ago, and I was having a rough day, right? I'm putting away all of my stuff, and this guy, he has a unique accent, right? I think he's from Cuba, right? And this guy had put something in the way of how I was conducting my work. So I was like, hey, bro, you can't put that over there. You got to move this right here. And he was like, okay. But he didn't move it. I told dude. So I go over there with an attitude. I move this stuff, whatever. And he's like, what's going on? I was like, hey, bro, I'm in charge of this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. You're not listening. He was like, man, I'm just doing this, that, and the other. In the way that he was speaking, it felt like he didn't really care about what I had to say, right? And so I said, look, man, if you want to go upstairs, we want to talk to the big dog, we can. He said, you're threatening me. You don't need to threaten me. You know, he was talking to me like, he kind of reminded me of Van Damme a little bit, right? With his.
Was he like Brazilian or something?
I think he was from Cuba.
Oh, okay.
And so, long story short, when tensions kind of calmed down and we spoke again about it, he said, I think there was just misunderstanding between me and you.
Right.
One of the coolest dudes I've worked with.
Yeah, it happens.
He's pretty level-headed, but because of like the language barrier and how we interpret when somebody says, "Oh man, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna go through it," that's a threat, or that's I mean, when our parents tell us that, is prophesizing, right? Whatever the case is. So I'm not defending Zelenskyy, right? But I do know that if you have somebody that may have some trouble with communication skills, and you have somebody that operates off dynamite, and they come together in the same room, that fuse can get lit very easily. I'm not saying that's what happened.
You will.
Yeah.
Once you say, like, it's certain words in American language that is like that.
Yeah, and I get that.
What you say,
and I get that.
It's hard for us to not like.
This is me playing. This is me playing devil's advocate. Now, if I'm just going off of how we roll here,
that was set tripping.
Now, how I feel about how we roll here is different. I'm looking at it like this. Come on, cuz. Not
America, nigga.
Yeah.
Big A's. That's how they throw it up in LA, don't they? They go like this.
Nah, that's crazy. Bro threw up a sign for America. So, hey, get this man a Captain
in the USA.
Get this man a Captain America shield. But what I will say, right, is I'll say that
Black in America.
I will say that there were some violations that I will say.
Okay.
You're in the Oval Office, dog. You're on our soil, and you're being combative. And we're supposed to be here to sign, you know what I'm saying, basically a peace treaty, right?
You know what I felt like when I watched that, bro?
What's that?
Like, we got a glimpse of what it's really like to have a real conversation, like all the other times that we see these diplomatic interactions,
it's always civil.
It's always civil. It's always like a ploy for like cameras and shit, right?
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that Trump got at cause like, you better watch your mouth. And then it reminded me of like, this is what we see in movies on shit like Game of Thrones when it's like they in the court and there's like no real talk.
Bruh
It's
said
like
Game of Thrones.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain people who have certain positions to express themselves in certain ways.
Right.
And we've never seen that type of interaction to where his second hand was like, hey, bro, hold on, you right here in America, Cedric. Like, what's wrong with you?
You in the O?
You in the Oval?
You in the O talking crazy?
How you talking crazy in the O?
This is the real O block. You ain't just gonna be up in here talking.
Hey, somebody get the Vaseline real quick.
Yo, you wild.
Nah, but look, that's really what it felt like. It was like we actually got to see a real diplomatic interaction that wasn't like.
To me, it was kind of cringy though, because it's like
the white boy, he was getting that cuz tough though. He got at him.
Talk about J.D. Vance.
Yeah, dude, like J.D. I was trying to figure out. He looked at him.
Yeah, the vice president. But
that was him.
Well, yeah,
that's the vice president.
Yeah, it's J.D. Vance. So here's my thing.
Trying to figure out who he was.
You thought it was Randy Orton?
That's the vice president. That's
yes.
how you know I'm be watching.
So here's my thing, man.
That's crazy.
To me, it was cringe to watch because out of all of our years when you see politicians and stuff like that, it is civil. Honestly, and they gonna hate me for this. Oh, he must be a Democrat. I just felt like Obama could have got the same point across. It's more smoother and more direct.
But Obama would have talked like Denzel.
Yeah,
but see, Trump talk like, what's the white boy, Jason Statham?
Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
He talk like Jason Statham, like, I don't fuck you.
No, man. We're not gonna do Statham like that, man.
Statham.
We're not doing. No, what I'm saying is Statham wouldn't be like. Trump was ready to squabble.
You ever had porridge? Put down your pants.
Trump was ready to squabble, bruh. What I'm saying is, when you said that Obama would have been more like Denzel in the situation, no matter what movie Denzel is in, we taking what he's saying seriously.
Yeah, but he would have said it with a little different.
You complimented the point.
He would have. I'm agreeing with you.
Complimented the point.
Like Barry O would have said it a whole different way, but it still would have been threatening.
Yeah.
Like, hey, now, my guys are outside. Yeah, no, I'm just saying now.
You know what happens when I roll up the sleeves.
My guys are outside. There's a black van out there. Hey, if you come up missing, I don't know.
I don't want to put you on a T-shirt.
I would just love for us to go ahead and get this thing done and play a game of basketball.
But what I will say, I want to know for the voters out there before we get up out of here. How do you think these things that are happening in this season of America since the inauguration, do you think things would be similar or worse if Kamala had won? And for you voters, this is for the Republicans. I want the Republicans to tell me, based off of the things that we've been experiencing as far as tariffs, as far as how, because what I did think was interesting is how many countries were siding with Zelenskyy. They were coming out, speaking out, saying they were on his side. So I was like, okay. So with everything that Trump has been doing and everything that he's been involved with, a lot of the controversy, I want the Republican voters to also explain to me, how is the things that Trump is doing right now and the things that he's speaking on, and things that, the meeting and stuff like that, how is it beneficial to the American people? And what has been done in the first almost 90 days that's made our lives easier? So those are my questions for Democrats, and those are my questions for the Republican voters. Don't get mad. Don't look at it like, oh, man, what side of the bird you on? Because I'm going to tell you right now how I feel about the bird. Left wing.
I flipped the bird. Nigga.
Left wing, right wing, they're all the same bird. That's how I look at it.
Bird.
Yeah, no commercials on this video. Shout out to Poe. But what I will say... But that's what I'll ask about this, because for me, like I said, it was cringy because I'm not used to seeing stuff like that. All the presidents that we've seen, Clinton, we've seen Bush, we've seen Obama, we've seen Trump's first term. So it's just like, man, it was really, really intense.
Because
you know
I
what I'm
think
saying?
a lot of us, even people who don't really fuck with Trump, on that level. We just all tired of the fake shit. We tired of the, hey, I understand that words can lead to certain things, but we just tired of it because we got an inside view of things, and the more glimpse we get into the
I will
other
say that
side of it,
I agree with that. I do agree with. Okay, so here's my belief, and I'm gonna be honest. My mother-in-law told my wife this, and I was like, man, that's actually real. I actually agree with that. One of the reasons why Trump got in office the first time is because people are tired of politicians.
Yeah, we tired of y'all faking it.
Trump came into the presidency as a businessman,
talking crazy,
and not a politician.
For sure.
And I rubbed a lot of politicians who's been doing this 20, 30, 40 years the wrong way. But here's my thing. If you're mad at the fact that somebody that ain't came in the traditional sense of being a politician or a legislative or whatever, then y'all got to switch up y'all tune and how y'all operating, because the American people are now like, we tired of y'all. We voting for anything. That's how you got the Terminator in office out here in California.
Hey,
people get tired of politicians.
This is what I also say. Stop ending relationships with friends and people that you've been friends with.
I'm not unblocking none of them.
Because
I'm not unblocking none of them.
Because of their political views.
Oh yes, nope.
Man, was y'all friends before y'all started talking about this shit? If y'all was friends,
maybe if they wasn't talking about it, we would still be friends. Shut up. You keep your stuff to yourself and let me talk about what I want to talk about.
Niggas argue about basketball games. Niggas argue about all kind of shit. And then when it comes to this, it's like, oh, I can't be their friend no more. It's like, I get it, but that don't really,
Y'all could go back and forth about the Kings and Lakers, but the minute you find out one of your friends supports Trump, I knew he was a racist. I knew bruh was racist.
It's like, I knew you bruh just at their house eating all their food.
I knew bruh was racist when he voted for Trump.
Right.
Hey, you know Mike is black, right? That's what I'm saying, man.
What they say?
Infiltration.
I'm not jacking
infiltration.
That. I'm not jacking that, man. Yeah,
nah, I mean, here's my thing.
That's why
dog.
they say don't talk about politics.
I don't think it's just about who somebody voted for. I think it's about certain things that are being said that they agree with. The certain beliefs and ideologies that some of these politicians speak on that may affect you directly, makes you feel like, damn, man, you don't care about the fact that this thing affects me.
Human. And everyone, there's things that we do participate in, agree with, that other people don't, and that should have no bearing, in my opinion, on the interaction or relationship you have with that person. So if y'all didn't know shit about whatever each other felt or thought about religiously, politically, and whatever, and y'all come together and y'all can have this interaction and relationship that is positive, then whatever you think is what you think and how you feel. Like, our relationship is our relationship. That's how I feel. Like, I don't care. Like, I might be frustrated in the conversation. I might be mad. It might be pissed me off. But motherfucker, I got mad at a friend. We sitting there watching the Cavs versus the Warriors, and they won. Nigga tried to have me watch the press conference after. He was like, "You want to watch the press?" I was like, "Fuck this shit." He was like, "Man, you hella boosted." I was like, "Nigga, you in my motherfucking house, nigga. Fuck, you gonna tell me to watch what I want to watch?" And I was being hot. I was just being because my team lost.
Right.
So I don't want to watch this. I don't want to see these niggas talking.
Right.
But again, that's my friend. So we not gonna have, now we not friends.
I've been some furniture moving. You getting at me like that?
Yeah, nigga. I said this is my motherfucking house.
You
nigga.
talking to me like that in your house? I don't care if it's your house. We gonna move some furniture out the way because you ain't gonna raise your voice to me in your living room.
Nigga said I'm boosted because I don't want to watch the press conference. My team lost, nigga. Fuck is you talking?
Yeah, man. Experience the whole loss, not just half the loss.
Nah, nigga. Nah, I don't want to watch this shit.
No, I don't think it's good for families and for friends to throw away the relationship and the dynamic over politics. But I don't think it's just about, again, I don't think it's just about who you vote for. I think it's that passion about the things that you speak on based off who you're following. Yeah. And sometimes what you don't understand about that energy and that passion you have about who you vote for, it can affect the other side in a way that you're not considering because you're so focused on the winning, the air quotes, winning side of the debate. And some things isn't about, well, my side is better or my side has more votes, therefore we are more right than you. Sometimes it's just about, hey, man, this is what I believe in. Yeah. And like I said before in past episodes, some of the things that this administration is doing that's affecting multiple groups is to basically isolate one. You know what I'm saying? So when they say we're going to get rid of all of this, they know that they got to get rid of all of this if they want to get rid of that one part.
Knock all this shit over.
You know what I'm saying? And that's sad and that's unfortunate, but that's what I see. When I see the DEI, when I see the affirmative action, when I see all of these different things, the USDA things where certain things were frozen and certain things were released as far as funding, I feel like, I believe that those things happen because it's like, I'm trying to eliminate this one thing, but there's so many things tied up in this that affect this one thing that all of it is going to have to go in order for me to erase this. And that's unfortunate, but that's the belief. And hey, this is the current administration. So if you don't like what's going on, vote. If you didn't vote, go out there and vote. Nigga. Man, you act like people just got money to just move.
That's what I'm saying.
You crazy.
Just deal with this shit then.
Yo, man. Hey, he is a terrible therapist, man. I'm glad that he is in the food business because his therapy skills is terrible, man. Anyways, you've been listening to the Notion Podcast. I'm your host, Dizzy D Spill, with my co-host in the building,
Gardner Poe.
And you've been tuning in to Outlawed Opinions by the Notion Podcast. Now, you already know what to do. You leave them comments on the TikTok. I actually appreciate the TikTokers, man.
Now, the TikTok, y'all been really, I don't get on there as much, but when I see
he's never on there, but he appreciated too.
I see the comments going up.
But yeah, I love the interaction. A lot of us, we go back and forth for stuff like that. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's somebody else, but it's really me. But the point is that engage, man. We here for the smoke. We here for the opinions. We're here for the conversation. Just try to keep it respectful, because if not, we not. For sure. But anyways, until next time, peace.